And this is a tutorial from 200 at page 223, 223, about how to find the percent of a number. We already talked about of means multiplication. So when you see of, you know you're going to multiply. I'm just going to write of here. Of, and you're going to write multiply. So let's start with number one. We did it in class, but some of you may not have heard it. So we have 65% of 186. It doesn't matter whether you put the 186 on top or the 65 on top. Whichever you put, top or bottom, it doesn't matter. I'm going to write 186. Then I'm going to change the 65% to a decimal. And because it's an of, you're just going to multiply 0.65 times 186. Sometimes people get confused with the multiplication. 5 times 6 is 30, minus your 0, carry your 3. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 3 is 43. Write your 3, carry your 4. Then you have 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 is 9. Okay, now we're going to divide starting at the 6. 6 times 6, and I'll just change the color. 6 times 6 is 36. Write your 6 here. Carry your 3. 6 times 8 is 48. And plus 3 is 51. Write your 1. Carry your 5. Then 6 times 1 is 6. Plus 5 is 11. So now we just add these up. 9. 91 is 10. Then carry your 1. 2. 1. Now we have to look at our problem and see where the decimal belongs. Okay, so you move the decimal 2 places to the right to bring it to the end. So you're going to count off 2 places. And that's where the decimal goes. So the answer is 120.90. That is for number 1 on page 223. Now we did several other methods like the box method, but we'll look at more proportional types of activities next time. But right now we're looking at page 223, and we know when it's percent of something, you simply multiply. So I said you were doing the even ones. So let's try number 9 as a last example. Number 9 is 23.5% of 128, of 128. Now you think about it, it's going to be almost 25% of 128. So if you broke 128 into 4 equal parts and you knew what that answer was, you'd probably be close to the right answer. But let's just do it mathematically without estimating. That's the next unit. So we see what the decimal is. To change the percent of the decimal, you always move the decimal 2 places to the left. 1, 2. So now the new decimal is here. So I like to put the 128 on top. It really doesn't matter. And we're going to multiply it by 23.235. Now, because this is 6 digits, so let's just take our time and make sure you line it up correctly. 5 times 8 is 40. Write your 0, carry your 4. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 4 is 14. Write your 4, carry your 1. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Now that should be lined up very close. Now we're going to look in the 10 spot. If you want to put a 0 here to hold the space, it's okay. But we're looking in this area. 3 times 8 is 24. What's your 4? Carry your 2. Let me change the color. 2. Then 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. Then 3 times 1 is 3. Now we go to the last area. We're going to move it over, put it underneath the hundreds place. 2 times 8 is 16. Write your 6 and carry your 1. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. And then 2 times 1 is 2 here. Now you just add all three. 0. 4 and 4 is 8. 6 and 6 is 12. Okay. And then 12 and 8 is 20. And then 5 and 3 and 2 is 10. And carried you 1, 2 plus 1 is 3. So our final answer, you move the decimal over 3 numbers, 1, 2, 3, right here. Okay? So it says round to the nearest tenth if necessary. So if you're going to round that to the nearest tenth, so you're going to have, you know, the 8 is larger. So you just 8 is what you look at to round to the nearest tenth. So to round to the nearest tenth, the final answer is 30.1. 30.1. Okay, that concludes this tutorial. If you have any questions, send me a message.